been thinking a little bit about the conspiracy theory circuit. Indeed, I'm encountering a lot of writers who really hate the label conspiracy theorist and so spend their entire time trying to be academics with loads of footnotes and everything. Problem is, they're not saying anything, they're not theorizing. And I'm into people who theorize. So these people are really beginning to irritate me. Indeed, I'm struggling a bit with S. William Snyder, i.e., Recluse's book on the Zizians, because he's waffling, he's not theorizing, and he's trying too hard to be an academic. So, either way, I am enjoying the text, but there's too much waffle. So, I'm going to keep examining it because I'm drawing interesting conclusions from it. So, it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, enough of that now. Indeed, I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to go with this video. I'm just happy I'm still alive after Vladimir Putin issued directives for my death last night. I wonder what happened to the hit squad. I wonder where they ended up. Indeed, I believe it was a network of Serbian mobsters, mainly, who were angry about me implicating Serbian mafiosi and Serbian intelligence in the British police Kosovo network. It's all very interesting, the networks of people that want me dead, basically. It's an international conspiracy against me. This is the thing. I may be a targeted individual in a UK government program, but I'm also targeted by 60-something other networks, many of whom are domestic and many of whom are abroad. So it's all very interesting. Don't be fooled by the low view count on this channel. A lot of people are watching these videos, and a lot of people are becoming increasingly irritated with my face. So it's all very interesting to note. Indeed, I'm gaining confidence for the moment, which is a good thing. However, I am seriously mentally unwell. Now, this is what is very interesting. Indeed, Peter Crofts, a psychiatrist from Green Lane Hospital, in 2016 claimed I didn't have a mental illness. Now, what's interesting about this is I'm clinically insane. That's the thing. Dr. Peter Crofts had never encountered an insane person before. Indeed, there is lots of misdiagnosis going on in Wiltshire. A lot of people diagnosed with severe mental health conditions in Wiltshire are not mentally ill. There's a lot of benefits cheating going on, and certain Masonic networks are attempting to cover up for paedophile activity by diagnosing Satanists as mentally ill when they are not. They are simply sick in the head in a different way. Indeed, they are simply fetishists. They are not mentally ill, and they're most certainly not clinically insane. Indeed, Dr. Peter Crofts of Green Lane is a Satanist and a pederast, and is interconnected with a network of psychiatrists who are all involved in satanic activity. This includes Dr. Roseanne McGregor Morris of Blackberry Hill Hospital in Bristol, who was until recently my outpatient psychiatrist. But it's interesting to note there has been a switch of psychiatrists. Now I'm now free of Dr. Roseanne McGregor Morris, i.e. the kiddie fiddler Dr. Roseanne McGregor Morris, who looks like a creepy Satanist woman, and her energy overall is very dark. I'm also suspicious of Dr. Elizabeth O'Marney of Blackberry Hill Hospital. I believe she has an interconnecting relationship with MI5 and various networks of spooks and psychiatrists involved in mind control programming, pedophilia, and ritual abuse. So it's all very interesting to consider that Dr. Elizabeth Omani kept me locked up for almost 5 years, simply for basically stating the fact that the police run the majority of the Faith of Ishmael grooming gangs. In fact, they run all of them. The British police run the entire child abuse circuit in the United Kingdom. And so Dr. Elizabeth Omani kept me locked up for 5 years under false pretenses, claiming I was a far-right activist. But I'm not far-right at all. I just have some opinions on rapists, basically. I shouldn't have even been in the forensic system. Indeed, the British police pushed through my qualification for being put into the forensic system. Indeed, there were certain doctors that didn't believe I should have even been in the forensic system at all. So it's all very interesting to consider. I am severely mentally unwell, I'm severely deranged, and I'm severely disturbed. I'm clinically insane. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, Dr. Peter Croft is still claiming that I'm not mentally unwell because he wants me to face criminal charges for exposing him as a pederast. Indeed, Dr. Peter Croft is a disgrace to his profession. He does not understand mental illness. He merely ticks boxes for the psychiatric establishment Satanist network. Indeed, the British psychiatric establishment is a large congregation of a satanic combine. Indeed, this is the combine, a satanic network of psychiatrists interconnected with the military-industrial complex, various other networks, including the police forces of the United Kingdom. Indeed, this is an entire nationwide network of Satanists, and the psychiatric system serves as a place to dispose of people who expose these networks a lot of the time. So it's all very interesting to consider. I am mentally unwell, but I do not need to be put in a hospital. That's the thing. I am clinically insane, but I deserve the right to walk the streets. However, the psychiatric system, especially Green Lane Hospital, are now making moves to have me incarcerated indefinitely in Green Lane, which means I would be located in Devizes, which would be very interesting. Indeed, if I was in Green Lane, I'd have access to the internet, which means I'd be able to continue operating exposures of Roundway and Devizes while located in the very hospital I was exposing, which could be very interesting. However, I do not wish for this to occur. However, there are certain networks of psychiatrists operating in conjunction with legal teams to attempt to have me sectioned in the coming months, basically. Which is interesting considering Dr. Peter Crofts of Green Lane says I do not have a mental illness, that there's all these psychiatrists claiming I need to be sectioned. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. More and more authority figures in Wiltshire are becoming increasingly angry and increasingly aggressive with their subordinates regarding me. So it's all very interesting to consider that I have opened up a can of worms with my exposures of Devizes institutions and Devizes people. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. How does all of this interconnect to the Illuminati? This is how it is all interesting me. This is what really interests me the most. What is the Illuminati? That's what I've been trying to figure out since 2013. What exactly is the Illuminati? Indeed, my original trajectories took me towards the Freemason networks, which was a correct trajectory. However, I was waylaid by British intelligence mind control programming and started targeting solely the Zionist elite. What's interesting about it is that the Zionist elite are a tentacle of the octopus and therefore directly interconnect with the Illuminati, as do the Jesuits, who I spent a few years exposing. They are They're a very interesting bunch, the Jesuit order, and they are subordinate to the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. They are one of the biggest ritual abuse networks operating within the Vatican structure, along with the Franciscans. And indeed, in the 1540s, the Jesuits all became honorary Franciscans. So it's interesting the overlay between Jesuitry and Franciscanism. Indeed, these are the worst ritual abuse networks within the Catholic hierarchy. And as I've stated, the Catholic hierarchy is now run by networks of Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst operatives and Royal Arch Freemasons. So it's all very interesting to note these networks directly interconnect with the Smiley Assassin networks and Bektashi networks. Indeed, there are a lot of Bektashi operatives running the entity at the moment, so it's interesting to consider. Indeed, Turkish military intelligence Bektashis are running the entity. For what purpose, I cannot exactly figure out, but Recluse's theories on the Catholic rite are interesting, but he's missing a lot of points. Indeed, it's all very interesting to note that Recluse solely pegs all of this as a right-wing conspiracy, when it is both right and left, as both right and left were created by Illuminists. So you have to look at the trajectories that certain other theorists follow and critique them sometimes, though I don't want to lambast the man. This is the thing. I'm sure he'd appreciate that I value his research, so it's very interesting to consider. S. William Snyder is a good researcher. Though interestingly, he's very popular in far-right circles, which makes me very suspicious that he's a disinformation agent. So it's all very interesting to consider S. William Snyder may indeed be a disinformation agent and connected to a certain circuit that I've been exposing recently, i.e. 764. So it's all very interesting to consider. 764 seem to be everywhere. They are literally everywhere. 764 are all over Europe and in North America also. Indeed, this is a Gladio program being run by the Central Intelligence Agency and British intelligence in accordance with the Satanic ritual abuse networks being run by the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst. Indeed, 764 is a joint CIA, MI6, British police network. So it's all very interesting to consider this huge child rape, child mutilation, child torturing 764 is being operated by the very people that Recluse is letting out little bits of information about, when I believe he may actually be one of them. That's what's interesting, indeed. Why does this guy never show his face? And why does he have such a creepy voice? These are some of the questions that need to be answered. Indeed, I believe he dislikes me intensely, so it's all very interesting. I believe Recluse may be a Cass Lynch kind of guy, but I'll leave that all open to interpretation. Indeed, I am enjoying two of his texts at the moment that I purchased, i.e. I can't remember the exact title of it, the one about the Zizians and his strange tales of the parapolitical. So I'm rather enjoying those texts. Indeed, there is some incredible research in there. I'm not sure the research is entirely his. Indeed, I believe Recluse may have a team of researchers operating out of Langley, creating his content. It's all very interesting. Indeed, this is the same with such figures as David Icke. He's not one guy. He's got teams of researchers building his conspiracy content. That's what's really interesting about all of this. Indeed, the conspiracy theory circuit is full of spooks. Indeed, Recluse is an operative of the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, letting out tidbits of information to the public. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider this. The recluse is a Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst operative, with a team of operatives operating out of Langley. Indeed, Russian intelligence are very suspicious of Recluse and believe he may be a part of 764, which interconnects with the Maniac murder cult, which certain elements of Russian intelligence are attempting to shut down for very good reason. This is the thing. As stated before, Russian intelligence is factional, and they're not all bad. Indeed, I'd say they were the lesser of the two evils in terms of Anglo-American intelligence and Russian intelligence. Russian intelligence are the lesser of the two evils. So it's very interesting to consider that. I'm very suspicious of the entire British left, British right, British intelligence services, British government, British monarchy. In fact, everything in this country seems to be run by interconnected satanic cults and fetishist networks. Indeed, as I've been stating about the psychiatric establishment, it's run by satanic networks of child fetishists, such as these individuals I have mentioned, such as Dr. Peter Crofts of Green Lane Hospital in Devizes, Dr. Peter Cohen of Poppy Ward, a Green Lane in Devizes, Dr. Nigel Tunstall, formerly of Beachley Dean Hospital, Fountain Way Hospital, Beachley Dean Ward, Fountain Way Hospital in Salisbury, and Dr. Roseanne McGregor Morris of Blackberry Hill Hospital, who is a really creepy pervert woman. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the mental health system is structured in a certain way to destroy individuality, to destroy creativity, and to destroy theorists, especially theorists such as myself. Indeed, they want to destroy my theories. So they will do anything to lock me back up. However, Special Branch have told them my videos are not enough to incarcerate me, which probably infuriates Special Branch just as much as the psychiatric establishment. But however, we have to look at it from certain perspectives. Indeed, Special Branch, at this moment, are trying to shut down the Order of Nine Angles. For what purpose, I don't know. Maybe there are some decent people in Special Branch. They'll have to reserve judgment on that. However, it's interesting to consider that I know a lot of people in 764. It's just taken me a little time to realize that I know quite a lot of people in 764. So it's very interesting. We could start identifying 764 operatives. However, if I start doing that, they could come and ritually sacrifice me and then rape my organs. So I have to be very careful with what I'm saying. Indeed, Russian intelligence would appreciate more theories on the Order of Nine Angles. This is the thing, I'm getting there. Things have to come in stages. Because of my levels of mental illness, it is not always that easy to operate. However, these last few days without the beams. Now, who do I have to thank for stopping the beam? Indeed, I believe Russian intelligence may be responsible for stopping the beam, which is interesting. I believe they may have identified the perpetrators, and it may have been a network consistent with my theories, i.e. the Ferris family. So it's all very interesting what this is coming down to. Indeed, I don't mind helping Russian intelligence factions shut down the maniac murder cult at all. However, it's not actually in my interest to communicate with Russian intelligence. So it's all very interesting to consider that the maniac murder cult operating out of Grozny, Chechnya, interestingly, is a British intelligence operation coordinated by a man called Stanley Barnes. Now, you have to realize that the names I know are not necessarily the names that these people are using. But if you can get information on who Stanley Barnes is, it could be very interesting. I do not know if Stanley Barnes is an Englishman or a Chechen utilizing the name Stanley Barnes. But it's all very interesting to consider that I have a certain level of telepathy. I'm effectively a mental patient with special powers. However, everything is encrypted with me. The truth is encrypted, but the truth is there. The Russian intelligence factions are aware that there is a lot of truth within my work. So it's all very interesting to consider. The British intelligence now will attempt to shut me down for exposing the British intelligence connection with the maniac murder cult. But it's all very interesting to consider. British intelligence are running these satanic child ritual abuse networks in the post-Soviet countries and have formed alliances with all these networks of terrible criminals. So it's all very interesting to note what British intelligence are running. And this interlinks with who is running British intelligence. And the answer to that is Royal Arch Freemasons, who are themselves Illuminized. So it's all very interesting. We're leading back to German Masonic lodges and their interconnectivity with British Masonic lodges again. See, that's basically the crux of it. These networks are Illuminists. And I think there's a reason that S. William Snyder, i.e. Recluse, does not want to let any information out about the Illuminists, because he is an Illuminist, a lower level adept of Illuminism, operative for the 764 network in America. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, I'm going to leave it there now.